Hi guys! So today's video is going to be my December TBR, and I'm really excited for December because November is NaNoWriMo and a lot of my spare time is going to writing and not as much to reading. So December I plan to just read a ton. Unfortunately, December is still a really busy month for me. It's not as busy work-wise because a lot of my private violin students are on breaks, but the time I would have is going to be filled with rehearsals because my husband and I, you guys might remember that we did West Side Story, the pit orchestra for that, and now we're going to be doing Annie, and we have a bunch of rehearsals in December, plus I have a Christmas gig, and I've got some stuff for my first book in the series with my editor going on, so it's Christmas, so December's still really busy. But I'm gonna try to push myself. I have high hopes to read a lot, and the first book series that I'm definitely, without a doubt, getting to is the second era Mistborn books. I've already agreed to buddy read this with Katarina the Bookworm, and I mentioned on Twitter on Instagram that I was wanting to read these in December, and a lot of people were saying that they'd totally be down to buddy read. So if you guys want to buddy read these, let me know because I'm really pumped for them. Obviously, you guys know that I love the first era Mistborn books, and they're kind of really emotionally taxing, and I've heard these ones are not as taxing, that they are more fun, almost like buddy cop type of feel to them. I'm down for some happy, funny, less tragic Mistborn reading. Also, I really want to get to Warbreaker and Elantris because I want to read all the current books that are out in Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere universe. These are all within the same universe, all his adult fantasy books, and I want to read them because I know, especially in Warbreaker, that it ties into the Stormlight Archive a lot, and I love the Stormlight Archive, and I want to be able to pick out those little fun Easter egg moments in the books. But also, I know a lot of people ask me, like, what do you recommend for the reading order of Sanderson stuff? And I haven't read enough of Sanderson, I feel like, to give a great answer, so I'm wanting to get through all his stuff. Plus, Sanderson's amazing, and I love his writing. The Sanderson books alone could be all of my month's TBR, but I'm going to try to get around to some other stuff, and a series that I've only read the first book of but want to continue would be the, what are these called? The Lunar Chronicles. Obviously, Sanderson stuff is adult fantasy, and it's a little more dense. There's a lot of politics, there's a lot of world building, which I love, but every now and then it's fun to pick up a YA book that requires less, you know, memory and focus and stuff when you're reading, if that makes sense. They're a little more lighthearted in a way, and I've heard that this series gets better as it goes. I did enjoy Cinder, I liked Heartless a lot, so I have high hopes for this. Speaking of reading YA, I think it's also fun every now and then to read middle grade, and I've read, I think, 1 or 2 middle grade books this year. I don't read middle grade very often, but I really want to get to the Percy Jackson series. I've mentioned before that a couple of my private violin students really love Rick Riordan and they love the Percy Jackson series, so that's part of why I want to read it, because I want to get to chat with them about it. I can't really be like, oh yeah, so Mistborn and Witcher and stuff to like 12-year-olds, but I would love to read this series for that, and also because I love when stories have a historical flair to them, and I know that these books, a lot of his books have mythology tied in, and I just think that sounds really fun. Getting back into books I can't talk to children about, I picked up Nevernight. I was buddy reading it with Books in 5, but I feel like I can't even really say I was buddy reading it because I got super busy with Nano and then read like 40 pages or something and then haven't really had a chance to pick it back up. But it was intriguing and interesting when I was reading it, but I just wasn't giving it the attention it deserved, so I had to put it down. But I really want to pick this back up. Everybody seems to really like it. I love assassins in books. What I read was interesting. If you guys have read this, let me know your thoughts on it, because I definitely need to get with it and finally read this book. And lastly, I'm hoping to buddy read the 3rd book in the Extravaganza series by Mary Hoffman with Sylvia Kay. We buddy read the first 2 together, and I'd actually already read those books before, but a long time ago. I'd really enjoyed them when I read them, and then when I reread them, I actually enjoyed them more. It follows these people who are known as stravaganti, which have the ability to stravagate to this other parallel world that's kind of like a 16th century version of our own world. And it's really cool, it's really interesting. Every book follows a different stravaganti, but they're all tied together. It's a bit of an older series, so the writing style is a little different, but it's really good. I really enjoy it, and I want to finally get around to the 3rd one. Anyway, that's it for now for the books that I'm hoping to get around to in December. It's a bit of a lofty goal, but I've kind of slacked the past few months when it comes to reading, and I really want to make up for it because there's a lot of books that I want to get to. If there are any books I've mentioned that you guys want to buddy read, but you don't really know much about buddy reading or how I do buddy reading, I did a whole video about it, so I'll have that linked up above. Let me know what books you guys are planning to read in December, because there are just so many great books out there, and I'm always curious what you guys are getting around to. But anyway, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell icon to get notified when I post new videos, and check out some more of my videos right over here. Don't forget that commenting enters you in my secret giveaways, and I will see you guys later. Bye.